The Basilisk. One glance and you're dead. Not injured, not cursed, dead. This isn't some metaphorical danger. Medieval Europeans genuinely believed that looking into a basilisk's eyes would stop your heart instantly or turn you to stone on the spot. But here's the twisted part. The basilisk is born from an impossibility. According to legend, a rooster, a male bird, somehow lays an egg. Then a toad sits on that egg and incubates it. What hatches is part serpent, part rooster. All nightmare fuel. It has the death gaze. Direct eye contact means instant death. But it gets worse. See its reflection in a mirror? Still dead. See it in a puddle of water? Dead. There's no safe way to look at this thing. Its other abilities are equally horrifying. Its breath is so toxic, it kills birds flying overhead. Plants wither as it slithers past. Any water it drinks becomes permanently poisonous. Entire wells ruined forever. Even the ground scorches where it moves. One drop of its venom can kill dozens of men. So how do you fight something you literally cannot look at? Medieval texts claimed three weaknesses. The whistle, somehow immune to its powers and its smell, repels the basilisk. A rooster's crow can call it outright. Or you can trick it with a mirror and make it see its own reflection, killing itself instantly. The funny thing? We laugh at this now, but medieval people took this seriously. They avoided certain caves and ruins because they genuinely believed basilisks lived there. The basilisk is instant death in serpent form. But what if death itself had a physical body? The Knuckleavy, Scotland's most horrifying demon. And trust me, the Scots have some dark folklore. This creature is so revolting that just describing it is disturbing. Picture this, a horse and a rider fused together into one skinless abomination. No hide, no skin, just exposed muscle. Black blood pumping through yellow veins and the stench of rotting fish. The rider's head is massive, 10 times than normal size, and it lolls from side to side on a true thin neck. Its mouth stretches ear to ear. Its single eye burns red like a dying star, and its arms are so long they drag on the ground as the creature gallops. The horse part is equally nightmarish. Fins instead of legs, a mouth that stretches back to its ribcage, revealing rows of rotting teeth. But the appearance is just the beginning. The Knuckleavy brings plague. Wherever it goes, crops die, livestock get sick, and disease spreads through villages. It poisons wells, it causes droughts, it kills fish in the sea. Scottish islanders believed the Knuckleavy lived in the ocean and only came onto the land to spread misery. Entire communities would fall ill after a sighting. Its weakness? Fresh water. It cannot cross running streams or rivers, and it hates rain. So when the Knuckleavy emerges from the sea, you run for the nearest stream and pray it's deep enough. There are accounts from the Orkney Islands of people encountering the Knuckleavy on coastal roads at night. Those who survived described the overwhelming stench of decay and the sound of its skinless body squelching as it moved. The Knuckleavy doesn't just kill you, it kills everything around you. Your crops, your animals, your community. It's environmental catastrophe given physical form. But at least the Knuckleavy is confined to one region. Our next creature appears anywhere there's greed. The Amarok, the lone wolf that hunts those who hunt alone. In Inuit mythology, this isn't your average wolf. The Amarok is a giant wolf, some say the size of a polar bear, that hunts at night in the Arctic wilderness. But it doesn't hunt randomly. It hunts with purpose. The Amarok specifically targets people who are foolish enough to hunt alone at night. It's like nature's enforcer, punishing those who break the fundamental rule of Arctic survival: never go alone. But here's what makes the Amarok genuinely terrifying. It's intelligent. It doesn't just attack, it stalks. It follows hunters for hours, staying just out of sight, watching and waiting for the perfect moment. Inuit elders tell stories of hunters who felt watched in the darkness. They would see massive paw prints in the snow, too large to be any normal wolf. They would hear breathing behind them, but turn to find nothing. Then, when they were miles from help, exhausted and disoriented, the Amarok would strike. Its size and strength are supernatural. According to legend, an Amarok can carry a full-grown caribou in its jaws and run faster than a dog-sled team. But the Amarok isn't purely evil. Some stories describe it as a teacher. There's a famous tale of a boy who wanted to become strong. The Amarok appeared, broke all his bones, then reset them, making him incredibly powerful. Harsh lesson, but effective. The Amarok represents the Arctic itself, beautiful, deadly, and indifferent to human wishes. Respect the wilderness or become part of it. The Amarok makes sure of that. But even the Amarok's territory has limits. What about something that exists everywhere, all the time? The Kraken. The colossal sea monster that drags entire ships into the abyss. Norse and Scandinavian sailors told tales of a creature so massive it was mistaken for an island. The Kraken was described as a giant squid or octopus the size of a small island, possibly over a mile across. Ships would approach what they thought was a small island to anchor. Sailors would even go ashore. Then the island would begin to sink and massive tentacles would rise from the water, wrapping around the ship and dragging it down. The Kraken's physical traits include a size that's anywhere from hundreds of feet to over a mile in diameter. It has dozens of massive tentacles, each capable of crushing ships. It creates massive whirlpools where it dives. Its movement causes tsunamis and dangerous currents, and it's nearly impossible to kill due to its size and deep ocean habitat. Accounts from Norse fishermen described the Kraken surfacing and creating such massive whirlpools that entire fleets of ships would be pulling down. The creature didn't even need to attack directly. The water displacement from its movement was deadly enough. Some versions say the Kraken would rise beneath ships, lifting them completely out of the water, then capsizing them. Crew members who fell into the water were snatched by tentacles and dragged into the depths. The most dangerous part? The Kraken's hunting method. It would release a cloud of fish excrement that attracted massive schools of fish. Fishermen, seeing this abundance, would rush to the area. Then the Kraken would surface beneath them. Historical evidence suggests the Kraken legends were based on real giant squid encounters. Giant squid can grow up to 43 feet long, colossal squid even larger. But sailors, in terror and with limited visibility, reported creatures many times that size. The Kraken represents the ocean's ultimate terror, something so large that you cannot comprehend it until it's too late. Living in depths humans can never reach, surfacing only to feed. But even the Kraken has limits. It stays in the ocean. Our next creature walks on land. Baba Yaga. If you have seen John Wick, you know that name. They call him Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. But Hollywood got it completely wrong. The real Baba Yaga isn't a man. She's not an assassin. She's something far worse. She lives deep in the Russian forest in a hut that stands on 2 giant chicken legs. The house literally walks, runs, spins, and can chase you through the woods at terrifying speed. The fence, made of human bones topped with skulls. At night, the eye sockets glow with fire like demonic streetlights. Baba Yaga herself has iron teeth strong enough to bite through bone. Her nose scrapes the ceiling. She flies through the air in a giant mortar, a stone bowl, steering with the pestle and sweeping away her tracks with a broom. So yeah, John Wick is scary, but he's got nothing on this. Here's what makes Baba Yaga unique. She's unpredictable, chaotic neutral to the extreme. She might help you, she might eat you. It depends on whether you pass her tests. Respectful and clever, she gives you magical items and knowledge. Rude or stupid, straight into her human-sized oven. She tests you with impossible tasks. Separate poppy seeds from dirt in one night. Fetch water in a basket. Deadly riddles with no right answers. Russian children hear Baba Yaga stories as warnings. Be clever, show respect, think before acting. Because unlike movies, you don't get plot armor. You get one chance. Fail, and the last thing you see is the inside of her oven. But even Baba Yaga operates within the mortal world. Our final creature transcends mortality entirely. The Gashadokuro, a giant skeleton made from the bones of people who died of starvation. 15 times the size of a human, impossible to kill because it's already dead. Let me paint the picture for you. Imagine you're walking alone at night in rural Japan. You hear a sound ringing like a bell. Gachi, gachi, gachi. It gets louder, closer. Then you see it. A skeleton towering 15 times your height, over 90 feet tall, made from hundreds of human bones fused together. Empty eye sockets that somehow still sees you. A jaw that opens impossibly wide. The Gashadokuro forms when hundreds of people die of starvation in the same area. Their rage, pain, and hunger don't dissipate. They fuse together into a collective spirit of vengeance. Every bone in the Gashadokuro comes from someone who died hungry and forgotten. And it is hungry, perpetually, impossibly hungry. When it catches someone, it bites off their head and drinks their blood. But this doesn't satisfy it. Nothing can. It's driven by the combined starvation of hundreds of dead people. It will never be full. The worst part? The Gashadokuro is nearly invisible. You can't see it until it's right on top of you. By the time you hear the ringing sound of its bones, gachi, 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 it's already too late to run. It appears randomly, without warning. Could be a city street, could be a country road, could be anywhere at any time. There's no pattern, no way to predict it. You cannot kill it. It's already dead. Weapons pass through it. The only defense is to avoid making it angry in the first place, which means not letting people starve. The Gashadokuro is vengeance for societal failure. When communities abandon their poor and hungry, the Gashadokuro rises. Japanese folklore says the Gashadokuro eventually fades away after its rage is spent, but that can take years, maybe decades. Until then, it wanders, hunting, biting off heads, never satisfied. Some stories from Japan's feudal period describe entire villages being terrorized by a Gashadokuro. People would stay inside after dark, hearing the bone-grinding sound in the distance, praying it would pass them by. The Gashadokuro represents collective suffering given monstrous form. It's what happens when society's cruelty creates something that cannot be stopped, cannot be reasoned with, and cannot be killed. It's already dead, and it wants you to join it. Kachi, kachi, kachi.